documents and shipping. We'll see what the main documents are in shipping, that is liner and charter shipping. And we need to be aware how the main documents are also applied. What are the functions of the documents? Why do we need the documents? The document you have may, one, prove that you have a contract between the shipper and the shipper. So if there's a contract, then each person must perform a side of the bargain. So it shows proof of contract. And examples of that are the transport documents such as bill of lading and charter party, and also the insurance documents. These are documents that show that there's an arrangement between the possessor of the document and the third party. It shows the conditions upon which the contract has been set up. Because when you have a contract, the important thing is to have terms and conditions, clearly spelled out so that everybody knows what his or her responsibility is. That is the purpose of the document. So if we have a document, and then the document shows that if the ship moves from point A to point B, you are supposed to pay the ship owner. So it is, serving as proof of contract, and therefore you are obliged to pay up. Okay. Then we have another function of the documents is as title to the products. Some of the documents, like the bill of lading and the charter party, they confer title or right of possession to the one who has it. So if you have a bill of lading, actually it depends on the wording inside, but if you have a bill of lading, it automatically gives you the right to go and collect the cargoes. Not all of them do, but most of them, it will give you the right to go and collect the cargoes. So if you misplace your bill of lading and it has a certain way, the wording on it has been couched in a certain way, then your heart will start beating, because anybody who has that bill of lading can go to the ship and say, I'm so and so, give the cargo to me. Okay. So it confers title of the products to the carrier of the bill of lading. Example is the bill of lading and the charter party. It also provides information. It provides information on the price for the products. That is an invoice. An invoice will give you the prices of the products that are described in. It also describes the contents of the packages, the package units. And you will find that in the packing list. The packing list will tell you there are so many packages inside this consignment and so on. So it gives information about the weight, the number of packages, and so on. It also fulfills customs requirement. Worldwide, you cannot get up and take goods from one country to the other without passing through the customs. The customs will determine whether the goods are allowed or not allowed into a country. So when you have these documents, that is the tax and duties calculated for you, it shows that the customs have approved your importation of that consignment. Okay. Then it also shows proof of compliance. Some of the documents will show that you have complied with all the necessary requirements. For example, if you have something like a document, a certificate of origin, the certificate of origin is a document that you're supposed to have to show where the cargo is coming from. So if you have that, then it means that you have fulfilled that requirement to prove that the cargo is from China or from Thailand or wherever it is coming. So you have these certificates or documents and their functions. Now let's we have the various documents. We can group them into 4 main categories. We have the transport documents, we have the administrative documents, or sometimes they refer to it as the official documents. Then we have the commercial documents and the insurance documents. So we have these documents. A lot of countries, when you are going there, you can go to their website and they will tell you which documents apply, and therefore you have to go and get them. If you fail to comply with these, you will get there and you see that your life becomes miserable. And you start like the typical Africans who start complaining so much. But what did they say? What did the website say? Some websites are very explicit. If you go to the website of Singapore, for example, they've written it in bold, no chewing gum allowed into this country. So if you take chewing gum there, right at the airport, they'll send you back to wherever you came from. Because they've told you. If you say, I didn't know, you say you should have to check the website before you went for your visa and everything. It is not their responsibility. So some countries are so strict when it comes to these things. Okay.
So that they don't chew gum?
No. Pardon? The whole country. The Singapore is the country is a city. Mm-hmm. So Singapore, the capital is Singapore city. There's nowhere else. And they don't chew gum. If you remember, I don't know, some of you might remember when some American boy went to spray graffiti on walls. Do you remember? You're also young. He went, Americans and their ruffian way of life. On walls, they spray graffiti. Graffiti paint. And they will do all manner of art and so on the walls. And they have it strictly said in their regulations that no graffiti on walls. This boy went to do it. Normally, if you do it and they catch you, they give you 80 strokes on your back. It became an international issue. The Americans were pleading. They said everything. They said that is their law, and the guy has to take it. So eventually, when other countries stepped in, they reduced it to 40. So they beat him 40 strokes on his back, and the next flight he was sent back to America. And that is why that country is progressing. Okay. So transport documents. The transport documents are the bill of lading, the charter party, and the way bills or consignment note. The purpose is to prove that the carrier has received the goods. When somebody brings his goods, he can go back and say that the carrier can say that I never received the goods. But when he gives you a bill of lading, there is no way there is no way he can say he did not receive the goods. So the bill of lading acts as an evidence of the contract between them. Okay. It also gives the freight information, that is all the details about the cargoes and everything. You will find it on the bill of lading. Then we have the administrative or official documents. These, I said, are those ones that are regulatory in nature. That is, things like the customs or export declaration, the license or authorization, import and export, wharfage order, pre-shipment inspection certificate. They are all administrative or official documents. You need them, a certificate of origin, a health certificate. You have to prove that the cargo on board and the ship is healthy. So because you cannot come into a country and bring some diseases along and cause all the how we have it with the corona and so on. You see. So you have to. The wharfage is a document that when you bring, these days I don't know whether it still exists, but when you bring the wharf is the bed. The wharf is the bed. So when you bring the cargoes to the bed, they'll give you a document. Okay. And that is the wharfage bill. received it, waiting to put it in ship ABC. The commercial documents evidence the sale contracts, that is the commercial invoice, the packing list, the beneficiary certificate, verification documents showing that everything is in order. For example, if you're looking at the packing list, what are the items inside the consignment? It is listed in the packing list. The commercial invoice can also give you information as to what the actual price of the cargo is. You know, sometimes when the cargoes come in, then you find some fictitious maneuverings going on. People don't want to pay the correct customs, and therefore they try to falsify what the cost is. But if you have this commercial invoice, and usually the consular office in the country of origin should certify these documents. If they do, then you cannot change them. Okay, you cannot change the figures on them. You have to come and pay the right duties. Then you have the insurance documents, the certificate, and the policy. Other documents you might meet are financial documents like the bill of exchange or the documentary credits, and then you have the promissory notes, okay, or but the bank guarantees. Okay. Now, a bill of exchange, also known as a bank draft or bill, says that the one who has drawn it up, that is the exporter, would unconditionally